Hello everyone, this is Chris Callow, agronomist with the Calbaz Grow here in West Central Illinois. I want to take this opportunity to share a little bit of data with you on some trials I've done, predominantly looking at starter fertilizer applications in corn. The idea came to me to do this trial after talking to a customer who had done some comparisons with one particular DeKalb hybrid with starter fertilizer and how he was not getting any type of response to that starter fertilizer with this particular DeKalb hybrid. At each location there were multiple hybrids used. I did this trial work in both 2019 and 2020 with some hybrids being present in both years. There was a mix of previous crops across those 2 years, so some locations were corn on corn, some were on rotated acres. The treatments in this trial were essentially a check of each individual hybrid at a standard population of 35,000, and then each individual hybrid at that standard population of 35,000 plus liquid starter. Then I looked at our data from our population trial work that we do as a company and determined the yield optimum population of each hybrid for the given location, and I planted each hybrid at that yield optimum population with and without starter fertilizer. The liquid that was used was 3 gallons of 1034O plus a quart of zinc that was applied in furrow on the wings of the furrow jet, and then a mix of 32% and ATS that was applied on top behind the planter, just off to the side of the row. When I was running corn on corn, I would run 10 gallon to the acre of that mix, and when I was on corn following soybeans, 6 gallon to the acre was used. Some of the locations across the 2 years did have a VTE R1 fungicide split in the field, but there really wasn't enough data to make good comparisons with that. And in this review, I'm only going to talk about the liquid starter element of this. I didn't see huge differences between the populations at these trials. Here are a couple pictures of some of the visual differences we saw early season in these trials. It gets you real excited whenever you walk these and you see how much taller and more lush and darker green the corn is that is treated with this starter fertilizer treatment versus the rows that are not. Here is a look at the yield results from this trials. So what we have here is each individual hybrid. The blue bar is the response at the standard population, and the orange bar is the response of the liquid starter at the higher population. Each hybrid is labeled there across the bottom. You'll see across the very bottom of the slide is the number of locations that hybrid had and then what years that comprise that data. So you can see, in fact, in this data set that hybrids did respond differently to that addition of liquid fertilizer at planting. So in summary, a couple points. We did see variable responses across the germplasm to the addition of the liquid fertilizer at planting time. And I don't know that that should be all that surprising as you think about, we do see differences in hybrids' response to increasing population. Or we do see differences in a hybrid's response to, say, a VT or R1 fungicide application. So I don't know that we should be surprised that we see a variable response across the germplasm in this data set as well. Overall, the average response was very similar at both planting populations. I thought maybe I might see a larger response at the higher planting population, but we really didn't see that in the data. Most hybrids did have similar responses at both planting populations. There were a few hybrids that was a bigger disparity across the planting populations, but for the most part they were pretty well the same. When I look at the cost of the liquid fertilizer that was applied at planting, it's about a break even for the return on investment. Hybrid responses did vary at each individual location, and the hybrids did vary across locations. At the end of the day, for me, it does get the corn off to a better start, and it does look a lot better early on, so that's a positive. It's another example of something that, depending upon how many times you try it and what products you use to try it, you may get mixed results. So it's something that I think you have to continue to test and look at across multiple years and across multiple hybrids to truly understand the benefit of the addition of liquid fertilizer at planting time. And with that, I would like to thank you. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Have a good day.